there is no hopeless area in your life. There is no area of your life that is beyond redemption. God chose us and said, I have set my gaze on you, daughter.
How many of you are grateful for the word for this year that we are walking into the promised land? Right? Wow, wow. Can you tell yourself, I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Tell your neighbor, I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Wow. It's a prophetic word. It's a powerful word that we receive from our prophet. Wow. We have been delivered from the pit, from the Egypt where we were, and we have been led through the wilderness, and now we are walking into a promised land. If you look back into our life, there were situations, there were circumstances that kept us enslaved. But today, we know there are 1,000 reasons for us to praise Him, because we have been taken out, we have been delivered from our Egypt. Can you just give unto Him for that? I can see many testimonies here. I can sense many testimonies here. There were days that you could receive the supernatural provision. I know if I ask you to come and testify, I know there are n number of testimonies. How many of you can say that He was Jehovah Jireh in your life? How many of you can say that there were days that you could see the divine provision from God? You could look up and you could see manna coming from heaven. That is what happened when we were in the wilderness. But today we are walking into a promised land. Doesn't say we have walked in, but this year we are going to walk into a promised land. Do you know what? The manna is being given to those who are always moving. You know, when the Israelites, when they were on journey, they were there in the wilderness, they were not settled. They were always moving. So the supernatural provision, the manna was very much required. The manna was very much required as they were moving, right? But today, as we walk into a promised land, there is already a stream flowing through the land. We are not looking for manna. We are not looking for miracles, but we know God is our provision in the promised land, right? He's going to bless the labors of our hand. How many of you believe that? He's going to establish us. This is a year of establishment. I can see many of you have testimonies, you know, that you have been healed. I can sense that many testimonies that you have received the divine healing. But in this year, divine health will be your portion, because He is going to manifest in different dimensions that continuous health, divine health. I'm speaking to some of you specifically. If you would have experienced healing in the wilderness, God is going to manifest as your health in this year. Do you know, when we are far from our promised land, there should be miracles, right? The miracles are for us only when we are far from the promised land. If you look into the scripture, in the Garden of Eden, there were no miracles. It was a lifestyle. Health was their lifestyle. Provision was there throughout, right? But the more far we are from the garden or the promised land, there should be miracle. But today we are walking into a promised land. Yes, God is a God of miracles, but we are not looking for miracles. We know this is God. God is with us. He has already gone before us. He is there in the promised land, and He's going to change our lifestyle. He's going to change our lifestyle. When we are in the promised land, there's a different system that is going to guide us, that is going to lead us. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? How many of you are happy today? Can I see that smile on your face? Yes, I'm in the house of the Lord. My father, he said, whatever you do in this month will set you in motion. Do you remember that? So will you be diligent and intentional to build altars like never before in this month? Will you be diligent and intentional to pray like never before? Whatever you do in this month is going to prepare you for the rest of the years from February to December. Do we have such month? Yes. January being the first month of the year. If you read from Exodus 12, God spoke to Moses and Aaron, right? The beginning of the year, this month being the beginning of the year. He has given instruction. Whatever you do in this month is going to prepare you for the rest of the years. I'm not going to take time to read, but yes, you can go back and read. Yes, this month is very different. Can you just look into your neighbor and say, yes, I'm coming through. And I'm going to be diligent. And I'm going to be intentional to do what my daddy in heaven wants me to do. Wow. Can you just declare over your left side neighbor and right side, God is going to be your source. I'm led to lead you for that. He's going to be your source. He's going to be your source. There is such location, the promised land. Do you know promised land? It was not an afterthought. God has created the human being, you and me, Adam and Eve, to subdue the kingdoms. The authority that was given to them. So it is not an afterthought. Promised land, it was given to people, but they were not there. They have not occupied the promised land, right? Yes, yes. So today, I believe God is going to change our mindset. As I heard from my spiritual father, that before we arrive physically, we need to arrive in our spirit and in our mind. And today God is going to touch our mind. He's going to change our mindset. He's going to reset our mind. He's going to change certain understandings that we will arrive. We will walk into the promised land in our mind, in our spirit, before we physically walk into that. Do you believe that? Yes, so today, do you agree with me that, yes, this promised land was given to me originally. It was given to me earlier, but I was not found in the location. The location, the promised land, where God is the source for everything, it was given to us. There is such location. Today, if you're ready to position ourselves by wisdom, if you're ready to be positioned by wisdom, where things are flowing, where honey and milk are flowing, where God is found, where the place where we will be established, you will see the manifestation of your God in a different level. How many of you know that God has different dimensions? And what we have so far experienced, yes, it's very less. Do you know your God is so big? You know that we are growing in Him day by day. You know what we have experienced about Him, it's much, much lesser. Can you just tell yourself, I'm going to grow in him because he's a big God. There are a lot of dimensions to be manifested before me. I'm going to grow in him. I'm going to grow in my understanding. I'm going to allow him to take over my mind. You know, our God is an infinite God. But most of the time we try to understand him with this finite mind. Our mind is limited. Don't try to understand him with this limited mind. Allow him to expand our capacity to comprehend him, to understand him, to get the revelation who he is. And the truth you shall know. And the truth that you know will set you free. He is the truth. But Bible doesn't say that God will set you free. The truth that you know. Whatever you know about him, the things which are known to us is going to set us free. So let this be our decision today, that I want to know more about him. I want to learn more about him. I know he is the truth. He is full of truth. He is the truth. And I'm going to allow him to touch my mind. Can you just prophetically, can you just touch? Tell him, Daddy, you take over. Every limitation that I have, you remove it so that I will see in a different way today. I will understand that you're going to reveal. You're going to reveal in our midst. Daddy, help me to position where you are asking me to position. Thank you, God. Do you know Elijah had this understanding? God spoke to Elijah, go to the brook. Which brook? What was the name of the brook? Cherith. And you go there. I have commanded. Okay, let me hear. I think, Okay, can I know? Yeah, what did God speak to Elijah? Go to the river Cherith. Okay, yeah, I have commanded the ravens to feed you. Did God say, I have commanded the raven to come where you are? No. He has commanded the raven to be in one place. The blessing will be sent to a place. The deliverance will be sent to a place. The provision will be sent to a location. And whoever is ready to be positioned by wisdom, according to the commandments of God, instruction of God, you will be fed. You will be delivered. You will be healed. So do you believe the word has come from our prophet? The location has been revealed by our prophet, and we will be found, will be found in that location by wisdom. We are going to position ourselves by wisdom, and we are going to allow whatever God has planned to be part of our life. Wow, wow, wow. Can you just ask Holy Spirit, what are the areas that are still away from you? What are the areas that are not surrendered unto you? What are the areas that I'm still holding on to? What are the areas that I'm not allowing you to penetrate through? Can you just take a moment? Let it be anything. Allow Holy Spirit to reveal it. Just allow him to reveal it. I see God is going to change certain friendship in our life. He's going to work on our associations. When the Israelites, when they were traveling, when they were in the wilderness, there were people who left Egypt who were not Israelites, and they were called rebels. And because of their words, even the people, they fell into craving. It was the craving, it was not from them, but the rebels who travel with them. So sometimes people around us can take us away from our God. So today, I see God is going to change our friendship. Everyone cannot walk into the promised land. Do you know that? Many people, they left Egypt, but everyone could not make it. But only those who believed the word, only they could walk into the promised land. If that is the case today, certain friendships, certain people who have been with us so long, but we couldn't say no to them. But today, as the word is coming to you, He's going to enable you. Any such association that is hindering you, that is blocking you from walking into the promised land, let it be removed. Let it be removed. I can see some of you taking decision. The decision that you are taking today in the presence of God, I can see the mighty hand of God is being manifested for you. That you will not struggle anymore. You will know how to put it across. You will identify each and every one who cannot walk into the promised land along with you. Are you ready to walk into the promised land? Are you ready to walk into the promised land in every area of your life? Every area of your life. The areas that you have never seen breakthrough in your life. How many more weeks in this month? 2 more weeks, including today. Right? So already 15th, but 2 more weeks, right? We are going to be diligent to know the areas that we never seen breakthrough in our life. We are going to surrender unto God. We are going to ask God, can you reveal your will, your plan over those areas, so that I will start seeing breakthroughs in my life. In my life. Before we subdue any kingdom, you should subdue yourself. You should be in control of yourself. Do you believe that you are a location? Before you walk into a location, you need to conquer yourself. Are you a location? No, I'm a human being. Are we a location? What do you think? Okay, we are the temple of Holy Spirit. God lives inside of us, right? God is living inside of us. That means we have a space that God can come and dwell inside of us. So do you believe that we are the location where God can function from on this earth? Do you believe? Yes, yes. So can you tell yourself, I'm the location where God can function from, to fulfill His will, to implement His plan on this earth. So when you are a location, you need to allow God to overtake that location first. Okay, probably in Mumbai. How do you conquer Mumbai, the city Mumbai? Okay, if I conquer Powai, Powai, can I say that I conquered Mumbai? I don't know why Mumbai city has come, right? How many of you from Mumbai? Okay, but probably very recently I was in Mumbai. Right, so if I conquer a small city or a small place in Mumbai city, can I say that I have conquered the whole city Mumbai? No. I need to conquer. I should know the boundary of the city, right? I should know the jurisdiction of the city. I should know the territory, how far. I should know how far to the east, west, south, and north. And I should conquer the whole city for me to conquer, for me to say I have conquered the city. If that is the case, if you are a location, how much of it that you are in control? Are you in control of your thoughts? If you are a location of God, to what extent you can say, yes, I have conquered this part of me. I have conquered this part of me. Are you in control of your thoughts? Are you in control of your words? Okay, let's say I have seen breakthrough in this area. I'm a woman who always pray. I have overcome, I have conquered this area of my life, but I cannot say I have conquered completely, right? So before we conquer the kingdoms, before we subdue the kingdoms, we need to conquer ourselves. So today God is going to help you. The areas that you have not conquered in you, the areas that you are not in control, the areas that you are not in control, I can see the favor of God that is touching you. That any decision that you make, when you partner with God, you're going to see breakthrough in that area. You're going to see a breakthrough in that area. Today, you're going to conquer yourself. You're going to allow, you being the location, you're going to allow God to take over every area, even the nook and corner, any area that still you feel, you see, it is in darkness. He being the light, can you allow Him to penetrate through that area, and you're going to conquer. You will be in control of those areas. We should not be in ignorance. Many times when people pinpoint at us saying, oh, this is the area, or our mentors, our pastor, our prophet, when they pinpoint, when they lead us to this area, most of the time we deny because we are not able to see it. But today we are going to open our spiritual eyes. I want to see, I don't want to live in ignorance. I don't want to live in ignorance. I want to know more about me. More than him, more than her, more than my friends, more than my parents, more than my children. I want to know more about me. I should be the one who know more about me. Can this be your prayer? Right? When the more we grow in God, He will reveal more about us. The more He reveals Himself, the more He will reveal about us too. When Peter said, you are the Messiah, Jesus said, you are. You are? What was the reply from Jesus? When Peter had the revelation and he said, Jesus, you are the Messiah, what did Jesus say? The next passage, you are? Peter, I'm going to build. You are stable, and I'm going to build my church upon you, right? So the more we grow in God, Him being the light, He will illuminate every area of our life. So today, can you take a decision? I'm going to know more about me. Yeah, when my friends, my pastor, when they correct me, I will acknowledge it because I will be knowing, about it before even they pinpoint at me, before even they correct me. Can this be your prayer? Can this be your prayer? Yes. So, how many of you write notes? Can you just write down? I feel this is very significant. I want to know more about me. I'm going to sit at the feet of Jesus. I'm going to love Him to reveal things about my life. Because if I'm not aware of myself, I will be a victim. The areas that I'm ignorant, I'm not aware of myself, enemy can take advantage of it. But I'm not going to allow that to happen this year. Because this year, I cannot afford to be where I am. I need to walk into the promised land. Identity. When you know who you are, when you know whose you are, no one will take advantage of you. You will not allow anyone to buy you with shallow words. When you know your identity, when you know who you are, probably you would have craved for, that word from our biological father, our parents, you are beautiful, but they never said so. But when guy comes and tell, you're so beautiful, we allow him to buy us with that shallow word, with that pleasing word. But do you know your value? We are not here to sell ourselves with the shallow words of people. Can you just tell yourself, I'm not going to sell myself, with shallow words. I'm not going to sell myself for the soup that they are offering. I know who I am. I know whose I am. So, as you have taken a decision, before even people come and tell me you are so beautiful, before even they come and tell me, you are too good, I want to hear that from my God. The verse from my God is going to fill us so that you will not allow to sell yourself. You're not going to sell yourself for, I don't know how people, value you. Sometimes when they come and, give you something simple, we'll fall for it. But today, we are not going to allow that further, right? Hey, I'm not so cheap. Can you just tell yourself, I'm not so cheap. I'm not ready to sell myself for something simple. I know my value. I know myself. I know myself. Don't allow them to buy you with the soup. Right? We are going to know our identity in the next level this month. Let me put it across because we don't have time this month. And we are going to allow God to prepare us for the rest of the year so that we can walk into the promised land. We are still walking in, right? We are walking in. Yes, we walked in, but yet to conquer many, many cities. There are many giants waiting, but we are going to slay down. We are going to kill, right? Right. So identify every area that you are going to see in the coming 2 weeks and write it down. Be diligent, intentional, to allow Him to manifest in those areas. Will you do that? So you're going to prepare yourself to walk into the promised land. And mind is our battlefield. Again and again, I'm getting the word. Mind is the battlefield. You're going to win your battle in your mind first. You're going to win your battle in your mind first. You're going to arrive, you're going to walk into the promised land in your mind first. I see many prophecies you have received from your prophet. Many words that you have received from your pastors. And you're going to fight for every word that you receive from your prophet, your pastors. Many words are still waiting. Many prophecies are still waiting. Right? You're going to fight for it. How many of you are ready to fight? Now, you can ask me, why should I fight? I never fought in my life. Yeah, so you know what fight I'm talking about, right? Not a physical fight. God came in search of me as a shepherd. He came in search of me. He found me where I was, and He took me out of it. He delivered me, right? So I never fought in my life. Then why should I fight again? Why should I fight again? How many of you have fought in your life? I'm talking about spiritual fight. How many of you fought? Some of you can still say yes. I never, it was very smooth for me, right? Sometime. I never fought in my life. Why should I fight again? Is it required for me to fight? Is it required for me to, be in the warfare? Or... Okay, think about Israelites, right? They were in Egypt. When God came to deliver them, God fought for them. He fought for them. People did not fight for them, right? He sent a prophet. God dealt with Pharaoh. Right? He did everything, and He delivered people out of Egypt. So the place you're coming from, there was no need for you to fight. It was God in His mercy who came all the way where you were, and He delivered you. Right? Right? But why should we fight now? The place where we are going, it's different from the place we came from. We came from Egypt. Now we are walking into the promised land. So why should we fight? The promised land was given to them, but there were giants enjoying the land. So the place where we are walking in, it's not empty. Right? The place we are walking in, it's not empty, it's being occupied by giants. So you have to fight. I have to fight. So a born again, a Jesus lover should be, the child of Jesus lover should be a warrior. Do you know that? For you to be delivered, yes, He was merciful. He came all the way. He fought for you. Now this is the time for you to fight, to possess your possessions. The land that was given to you, that land that is given to you, to possess the land, you need to fight. Are you ready? So a child of God should be a warrior. How many warriors in this room? How many Jesus lovers in this room? Right? How many warriors in this room? Can I see warriors? Can I see warriors? Who is our father? He's a lion, right? So who is his children? Lion and lioness, right? Where are my lioness? No, I'm not passionate, but still, yeah. Yeah. So, our God is a lion, and He created you and me in His image, in His likeness. So who are we? Can you say, I'm ready to fight like my Father, right? I'm ready to fight like heaven, right? Okay, now when I say, like heaven, like my Father. Do you know our Father in heaven? He's a Father who fights, right? Who fights? He has His own strategies to win His war. There was a war in heaven. Okay, who can find it out? Find that verse for me. There was a war in heaven. Is it? Okay, we have time. We have time, right? So, our God, He wants us to strategize things, to identify things, to plan and go and conquer, to go and conquer. That was a reason when God delivered Israelites from Egypt, He wanted to take them through a short route. Yes? Okay, let's look into the verse. Right. We'll revisit the verse, right? So probably before that, let's read then. There was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. So heaven fights, right? So we'll come back to this verse. Now, God wanted His people to learn the art of war, because He wanted to take them through a small route, short route, but He did not, right? Let's read from Exodus chapter 13, verse 17. So God said, I'm going to read the second half. God said, if the people are faced with a battle, they might, shall we read it together? They might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God knew His people are not ready to fight now. So God wanted them to learn how to fight, but they are not ready. Why God wanted them to learn to fight? Because God knew where He is taking them to. That place is not empty. There are so many giants, so many ites, right? I don't know. So many giants there in that land. So God knew, if I take them, to the promised land, I don't think they will survive. They have to make these giants flee. They have to slay down. They have to kill them one by one. So I had to teach them how to fight. So it was a plan of God. He took them through the long route, through the wilderness. And by the time they reached, yes, they were ready. Today, are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? Right? So today, we are walking into, when I said today, this year we are walking into the promised land. How many of you can say that I want to fight my battle good? I want to fight. I want to learn the art of war. Can you just partner with God and say, any area that I'm still scared, in fear, I want to conquer that area. You being my location, Jesus, you being my location. I want to conquer that area in my life. Let it be my career. Let it be my business. Let it be my marriage. Every word that I have received, I can see some of you have started your business receiving a clear word from your prophet. Your marriage, you have started your married life with a word, but you're not seeing that word coming alive in your marriage. But today, I'm ready to fight for every word that I received over my marriage. I'm ready to fight for every word that I received in my career or my business. Can you just name that area that Holy Spirit has revealed to you? That every word that I have received is going to be manifested in this season. In this season, I want to be a mighty warrior. Yeah. As we saw the verse in Revelation, there was a war, right? Now you may think, why there is a need of war in heaven? Do you know the only one language that your enemy understand is war? If you think you can tolerate him, it's not going to happen. You cannot tolerate your enemy. You cannot, compromise. You cannot settle down. You cannot give him a little space. Okay, you sit here, don't come after me. He's not going to do that. The only one language he knows is war. Right? So God was not ready to share his space, heaven, with demon, with Lucifer, with enemy. Then why you and me? We, don't even think about, okay, now let me make peace with these giants, okay? Do one thing, part of you take the remaining part, okay, I'm okay with this. No, you're not going to tolerate the enemies. You're not going to tolerate you're not going to tolerate giants in your land. Because your heavenly Father is not ready for it. He was not ready to share his space with enemy. Then you should not be. I should not be, right? Even when Jesus walked into a place where he was not honored. Dishonor is a spirit. It's from demon, right? When he walked into a place where he was dishonored, he did not do any miracles. He did not perform any signs. He was, you need to know, the presence of God should be only for him. He's not ready to share with he's not ready to share with demon. So you should not be, right? So today, can you tell, I'm not going to tolerate the voice of enemy. I'm not going to tolerate enemy in my life. I'm getting ready to declare a war. The reason is he understands only one language. What is that? The language of war. The language war is the only language that he understands. How many of you tried, okay, in your past, like, let me, I don't know, how many of you have experienced, you have given a foothold and finally you regret it? I don't know. Do you have? But today we are going to take a decision. No, I'm not going to do it because he's not going to understand me. He's not for that. If my Father was not ready for it, I'm not ready for it. Wow. There was a war in heaven. So how many mighty warrior in this room? Do you know why you have to fight? I know for some of you it doesn't come naturally. No, I'm a peacemaker. I'm not talking anything against it, right? But spiritually, are you ready to war? Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to push the giants away? Because this is a land that is given to you. You know, I can see many chairs being vacant in your office because you were afraid to take it over. You know, seeing, I don't think I'll be able to do it. I don't know whom I'm speaking to. There are promotions waiting for you. But in your mind, you decided, no, I don't know, will I be able to do it? You know, it comes with lots of responsibility. We look into our own life. Am I qualified? Am I like, you know, am I ready? Today God is telling you, the chair that is kept for you, you should not stand in front of it, seeing that afraid of. You should be willing to take it over. How many of you were about to get into your business? But today God is visiting you. Oh, you know, it's a confirmation again. You know, you might have heard this word from your prophet. You should not delay it. A mighty warrior. Are you ready to take over, subdue and take over, conquer the kingdoms? Yes? Are you ready to fight? When you fight, the weapon that you use should pull down the strongholds, right? Your weapon should be mighty and powerful to pull down the stronghold. Shall we read a verse from Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12? Okay, Bible says we need to fight, right? And our fight is not against the flesh and. So a born again child, a Jesus lover should be ready to fight. And when we fight, our fight is not against our neighbor, not against our friend, not against our parents, not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, the kings, the principalities of the kingdom of darkness. So it is against. So our fight is against the rulers and principalities of the kingdom of darkness. What do you know about kingdom of darkness? Yes, we are getting ready for a war, right? So we should know our enemy. How do we fight if we don't know our enemy? We'll be like boxing. You know, when we do boxing, we need something, an object to hit, right? If we don't have it, I think probably Joel can help me. If we hit, if there is nothing, you know, we'll be just, right? So we don't want to do that. Instead, we should know our enemy. So our war is against rulers and principalities of darkness. So as we are getting ready to learn this art of war, we should know, what is this kingdom? The kingdom of darkness. Is it? Paul is talking about the color of the atmosphere, the darkness. What exactly he mean by this? Rulers of darkness, rulers of ignorance, rulers of those areas that we are ignorant, we are not aware of. The area in your life that you are not aware of. That is why in this stream, in this river, we have been constantly encouraged to grow in our understanding. You know, when we grow in our understanding, we will know about our life, right? We will know about our God. So the area that we are ignorant, that is the darkness. So the area that we are ignorant in our life is that it's a platform that we are giving to devil, we are giving to demons to function from. He is the ruler of the kingdom of darkness. So today, so if you're not aware of, if you're ignorant of certain area in your life, let's say, Okay. Do you know what? Demon doesn't stop you from moving from one level of life to another life. For example, I don't know how many of you are getting prepared to get married. Right? When you get, when you pray for your marriage, you get ready, devil doesn't stop you. And if he knows that you don't know anything about marriage, he will still allow you, okay. He will allow you to get into another level of your life because he knows if you're ignorant about your married life, he can function from that ignorance to stop you, your spouse, even your children. He can rule over you, he can rule over you. So when he rule over your marriage, he can rule over you, he can rule over your spouse, he can rule over your children. So any area. So when you get into anything, if you get into it without knowing about it, we are giving him a platform. Can you just say, I don't want to give him a platform. I'm not ready to give a platform. I'm ready to grow in my mind. I'm ready to grow in God. I'm ready I'm ready for God to, take over my mind. Am I speaking to you? How many of you are listening to me? So ignorance is the area, is the place that he rules over you. He has control over you. He will have a final say over your life. Today, remain in that place of ignorance will lead you to a defeated life. Can you just deny that? No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be there in that place of defeat anymore. I want to grow in my understanding. Yes, I know I'm fighting against him. I want to take down every giant, one after the other. So I cannot afford to be in this place of ignorance. Mindset. As I told you in the beginning, the truth that is known to us, the information that is given to us, the revelation that we have received from God, the truth that is known to us is going to set us free. So any area in your mind that you're ignorant of will put you down, right? So I can see many women and men who are prayer warriors, okay? Prayer warriors. Okay, can I see a smile on your face? Yes, I pray. Yes, good. But there are still areas in your life that you need to see breakthrough, right? So shall we look into the life of Abraham, right? Probably some of us might be praying more than him. But the victory that he had in his life, I'm yet to experience in my life. Do you know one day God came to Abraham, right? I am your shield. He came and said, I'm your shield. I'm your reward. So Abraham knew God is his shield. God is his reward. But still, Abraham had soldiers because he knew he had to fight. His trust was in God. In that understanding, he had his soldiers. So today, are you ready to reset your mind, to have understanding like Abraham? I don't know how many of you listened to my father's sermon last Sunday, that him being the friend of God. Right? Abraham was ready to move from being beloved to their friend. He had that understanding. So how many of you are ready? I want to grow in my mind. I want to have that understanding like Abraham. Right? I'm not just going to stop with prayers, but I'm also ready to grow in God. I'm going to grow in my understanding. Can you just tell your neighbor, I'm ready to grow in my understanding. I'm ready to grow. I don't want to be ignorant in any of the areas in my life. I see some of you have been positioned in this house, but the way you have seen how people treated you in the past, the painful memories. You have been positioned. You have been appointed as leaders in this house. I don't, whatever position you are in, I'm talking about this house of Lord. You had taken decision, let me stay away from it. But today, you're not going to allow, you're not going to continue in that way. Instead, you're going to position yourself in that place where you have been, the place that has been given to you. I'm speaking to some of you. We are not going to withdraw. And I'm seeing, even in your married life, you have withdrawn yourself, saying, no, I cannot. I'm not going to function, from the place I have been, placed or given. Instead, I'm going to withdraw myself. The place where we are supposed to function, where we don't function. The wild beast, the giant, they will occupy. That's what happened to the Israelites, right? The land, the promised land was given to them, but it was not occupied by them. So any location, any place, any position that has not been filled by the right people, right person, will be occupied by a beast, will be occupied by a giant. Am I talking to you? Am I talking to you? So you know very well certain responsibilities has been given to us. Even I'm seeing it once again in your career. The chair that has been given to you, but you were afraid to take it. But today, I don't know, I'm talking to some of you. I'm talking to some of you with the permission of Apostle Preji. I'm just talking to some of you. How many of you receive that word today? Can you just write it down in your note? I'm going to take over that place because it's given to me. That position is given to me. I'm not going to stay away from it because of my past experience. Because of certain words that people have spoken against me, you're good for nothing. Or certain behavior that we have seen, we have encountered, we have experienced from our managers. It's not going to, all these years they succeeded in keeping us away from it. But today, we are going to, this month, we're going to take over that place. Are you ready for it? Ready? Is God talking to you? A child of God should not be willing to stay away from the place that has been given to you. You should be ready to take over, whether people respect you or not, whether people treat you well or not. We don't care about the opinion of people. Do you? Oh no, that person, did not treat me well. That, manager did not acknowledge my work. But is it going to put you down like last year? Are we looking for the opinion of people? I don't think. How many you can say, I'm not looking for the opinion of people. What matters to me is opinion about me, the opinion from my God. His opinion matters to me. How many of you can tell in a louder voice? Let it declare, let it be declared, let it be heard in the atmosphere. Okay. Can I hear? No? Okay. So what matters to you? As a husband, are you ready to reposition yourself and function from that place once again? As a wife, are you ready to take over that place? As a son, as a daughter, as a father, as a mother, are you ready to place yourself in that location where God has ordained for you? So some of you are revisiting your decisions today. Some of you are revisiting. Probably we might have doubted God in the past. But today, how many of you know your God is able to help you? Do you know? Once again, it's my joy to to preach from my father's sermon. He said, lack of faith is a lack of obedience. When you doubt your God, you're disobeying God. When you doubt your God, His ability, saying, God, I don't think I'll be able to do it. It's not you doing, it's God in you doing it. When you say, I don't think I'll be able to do it, you doubt your God, the ability of your God. The lack of faith is a lack of obedience. Do you want to disobey God? No way. So today, I'm going to look at every situation through the eyes of God. Can you, wherever you are, can you just declare it? Probably I might have confessed negatively in the past. I might have looked at the situation, seeing the size of the situation, I would have withdrawn myself. I would have taken a step back. But today I'm not ready because I know my God is bigger than that situation. I know my God is powerful than that situation. I'm not ready to settle down with something silly, something little, because I know my God and He's going to do it. I'm not going to doubt Him. I'm not going to allow enemy to take over because of my fear. Instead, I'm a bold son of God, a daughter of God, a daughter of Almighty. As I'm not ready to let it go just like that because it's being given to me. It is being given to me. This is my inheritance. This is my privilege. This is my honor to take over the land, to take over the position that has been given to me. Doesn't matter who has occupied that post. Doesn't matter who has occupied that place. Doesn't matter who has taken over that place. Today I realize that is for me, that is been given to me. I'm not ready to let Him take that place. Hello, my God is more than you, giant. Can you just look at those giants that you can see in your spirit? Look at Him and say, my God is bigger than you. My God is greater than you. My God is powerful than you. And I'm going to think differently because all these years enemy kept me chained. All these years enemy kept me in bondage because I could not think in a certain way. I could not reason in a certain way. But today I realize, I know my God and I know myself. I'm ready to take over the place that is given to me. I'm ready to take over my promised land. Can you just name it? It's your promised land. It's your land. It's your position. It is your location. Can you just name it? Wherever you put your name, it's given to you. It's already given to you, but you're redeclaring it. You're partnering with God, saying, yes, God, I partner with you today. I allow you to touch my mind, to change my mindset today. I allow my mind to be aligned with you, that whatever you have declared over me, whatever you declared over my life, it's going to happen. As you help me in these 2 weeks, in this month to set me in motion, I'm ready to be intentional. I'm ready to be diligent. I'm ready to be transformed. As Bible says, we should transform our thinking. We should renew our mind. We should transform our thinking to transform our life. All starts from here. Are you ready? Certain mindset that we have carried all along. Most of the time, we have been conditioned. Most of you may have a rough, you can remember your childhood. It was so rough, it was so bad, right? The childhood, the past painful memories conditioned us in a certain way, right? The earlier days of our life conditioned us in a certain way, and we started thinking in a certain way, we started reasoning in a certain way, but not this year. Not this year. We refuse to stay in that place where enemy has kept because of certain things happen in our life. We are ready to reset our mind. We are ready to, align our mind. Yes, We are not ready to say yes to enemy anymore. He has stolen enough in our past, from our life. But we are not ready. We are not going to allow him to take, more from our life. Today we need to shut those doors. Are you ready? Because whatever you think we will be, right? Whatever we think, we will become that. All starts from our mind. I don't know, God is again and again stressing on our mind because, we are doing everything. But today we are not going to allow our mind to be, limited, not perceiving the things that he is revealing today. Are you ready to change your mentality? Yes, I'm ready to change my mentality. Yes, I know I was limited, but today I refuse to stay there. Yes, because I know I cannot walk into this promised land with the same mindset that I have. Do you know the place we come from, or the Israelites come from, and the place we are walking into are two different places? Your promised land doesn't look like Egypt. Right? God had to change their mindset. God had to change their mindset because God knew if I don't do it today, they may walk into the promised land but live like a slave in the promised land. Right? It's very easy to take a person out of the prison, but it's very difficult to take the prison out of him, out of his mind. Do you know that certain mindset that we carry can still keep us, even in that land of freedom, can keep us in slavery? So God had to change their mindset. Shall we visit that verse? It's from Deuteronomy chapter 11, verses from 10 to 12. For the land which you go to possess is not like the land of Egypt. God is telling very clearly, you know what, hey, you come from Egypt, you're going to another land. But the land is not like Egypt. Where you come from is very different from where you are going, where you're walking into. Where you sowed your seed and watered it by food as a vegetable garden. But the land which you cross over to possess is the land of hills and valleys, which drinks water from the rain of heaven. The land for which the Lord your God cares. The eyes of the Lord your God are always on it, from the beginning of the year to the very end of the year. Do you know Israelites, they used to water their vegetable garden? Probably they used to go to the river Nile, take the water, water the vegetable garden, and they might have done the same even in the promised land, right? And God had to deal with their mindset, their mentality. Do you know what? The land that you're walking in, that's a land of valleys and hills. And you no need to, water, with the suffering. You no need to go to the river and take the water and, water the garden with your food. Instead, there's a rain that is coming from heaven, that is coming from above. So God had to change their mindset. Otherwise, they would have continued their life of suffering. The life of suffering that they have developed in the land of bondage, they would have continued even in the land that was promised to him. So God had to change their mindset. God had to teach them the difference between the place you are coming from and the place you are walking into. Some of you have been through that wilderness. The wilderness would have conditioned you, but today we are ready to allow God to take over our mind. God, if anything that I'm believing today is limiting myself from receiving that has been given to me in this season, take it away. Help me to see it. Can you allow him to change your mindset, to change your mentality, to teach you the difference and to know more about this land that you're walking in, to know how to live, to know more about the system in the promised land, to know to develop a lifestyle that is tuned for that land, for the promised land. How many of you are ready? How many of you are ready? Can you just stand to your feet? Some of you are going to say no to your past today. Saying no to your past today. Are you ready for it? Okay. Any mindset that have developed so far, Daddy, I choose to say no to it. I declare, Jesus, you are in control. I love him? Jesus, you are in control. Yes, the place that you're walking in, it's not free from giants. It's again the same problems, same issues will be there. The giants are there, but the way you're going to deal with the problems are going to be different from how you dealt with in the past. So today, God is revealing certain strategies. He is going to teach you in this season. He's going to teach you how to deal with your giant, how to kill your giant, how to deal with your situations and your problem. So you are not walking to a place where the land is free from problem. No, but God is going to teach you how to war. Can you just surrender yourself? Yes. As we heard, okay, let me quote the word from my father again. If God is giving you the land with giants, you should know your land is worthy of giant. That is the worth of your land. So can you just look into your promised land? Can you just look into your promised land? Yes. So can you declare, yes, no matter what I see, how big that giant is, and I'm not going to doubt my God anymore. I'm not going to doubt the love of God anymore. I'm going to be like Caleb. I'm going to be like Joshua, who were ready to see things through the word of God. So you're getting ready to see things through the promise that has come for you in this year. Yes, I'm coming through. I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Yes, I'm ready to look at things in different perspective this year, this season. Yes. Can you just love? I'm just canceling, some of the words spoken over you. Who said you are poor? Who said you are broke? Who said you are failure? It was not them. Probably you would have undermined yourself. Can you just take the unbelief, the words of unbelief that you have spoken over you? It's okay, whatever people spoken over you, doesn't matter. But how do you see yourself today? It matters. Are you rich in God? Are you successful in God? Are you a victorious, yes, giant of God? You're not going to undermine yourself anymore. I'm going to be bold. Can you just tell? I'm going to be bold. As I function from the location Jesus, I'm going to be bold. And God will have a final say. Jesus will have a final say. Jehovah will have a final say.